Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Studio. We're sorry for the internet shortage, and it wasn't going to be exactly for a long time as well, since 3 days ago. And I'm not going to be completely like them to say this as well. And in the previous amount of videos, for just a lot of times of many more like those things, aren't able to be speaking Italian for sure as well. We completely reviewing for the entire Just Dance Comic Studio, which is absolutely a little bit great as well, that I just completely remembered that my mother has just completely did for some sort of like the exercise or some sort of like to go for a workout. And especially another one could be for the custom Just Dance Comic Studio, wasn't appearing for some sort of the images as well. So as we're gonna be checking this out, but we're not very sure, this isn't going to be for just like existed as well. Unfortunately, that completely removed for other kinds of so many sprites whatsoever. I'm not pretty sure as we're gonna be closing in, which means this is not going to be for around here for the unreleased beta, wasn't going to be for just like the made for games as well. But as you can see, like anything as well, some kind of sprites have just completely removed, except for some sort of like these ones. I'm not very sure this isn't going to be just existed, but we turning on the spoilers on, and that wasn't going to be all of those. And I kind of believe there's nothing to be here for somewhere as well. But in the future, things are might not gonna be actually what I'm just going to be saying this. But in the future, in this comic creator, it might going to be just taken down already. So I might gonna be just turning off the spoilers, but I probably don't know why that isn't going to be for just like this. So anyways, that is the entire of the Just Dance Comic Studios that I just turned around here. And if you just say just, could be for one thing, that lead to unknown reasons as well, that turns out for some kind of just shapes and beats, and I cannot believe I'm not gonna be trying to find all the way for right here. So I'm starting to get a little bit lost my mind since internet connection outage for 3 days since February 21st, and I don't know why that how I believe this, and things are not going to be just so well. The homosexuals are just going to be taking over the entire like anything as well, because they didn't absolutely going to be just to do this as well, because unlike everybody has just going to come to do this for just to dumb as well. So today we're going to be checking this out for a little bit for one thing as well. But the HOO mod wasn't going to be for around here. And many awful Friday Night Funkins are gonna be everywhere for some sort of like those things. Not anything as well for the most of those comic creators, but our comic posts are way too many for me. So nothing except me that we're going to be checking this out or review the Friday Night Fatality Comic Studio. This predations and suffering, but I cannot believe that we're gonna be choosing next. So let's get right into this thing as well. Shall we gonna be trying to do this as well? We're gonna be taking a little bit serious. Oh, there it is. There must be drafts. And if I'm gonna be scrolling down, what is this? Mickey Mouse? I'm not very sure this isn't going to be for such as a little bit weird. So let's do some more Friday Night Funkin' as well for the Battle for Dream Island. Another one is gonna be Battle for Dream Island as well. So this is actually for the main article, like those things, and I cannot believe this isn't gonna be for one thing as well. So, all right, let's start for the Friday Night Fatality Comic Studio. So, but I just get it for one time as well. Let's show up some spoilers, and we're not doing for just like the characters. which concludes such as the BF and JF are probably going to be aren't like this. It was made for some sort of like for unknown reasons. Original Friday Night Funkin' game was created by the Antichrist or like those things, or the Antichrist persons who just absolutely developed illegally like those things were just made for age of 16. And I don't know why, what I never going to be seeing for just a little bit, but nothing just why that I just looked out for unknown reasons. But I cannot believe that showing this is absolutely referenced to suicidal, like those things, the suicide mouse, but nothing is going to be for inside of Clubhouse like those things as well. But I remember Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for a little bit for a long time, since before 2010s. There are two categories called, for another one is the Friday Night Fatality is going to be the main one. The episode 0004 could be actually more disturbing. If this is absolutely, it's not going to be the spoilers like this thing as well. The Fatality Plus is owned by NOAA NWR, which is Northwestern Railways. This is actually for Northwestern Railways. I'm not very sure. We do not able to be saying for just stands for around here. It's made by NOAA or owned by NOAA NWR. Thanks to people in a search of the essential items needed to create this, which is pretty unknown, or some kind of very scary is going on around here. So, well, forget about the characters, and I am probably not sure. That must be the icons, and turn into some kind of... Oh my god, no, this is not going to be getting a little bit vast around here. There's nothing around here, including the background images. So, that must be for... There is a little bit still. This is actually for the suicidal mouse, like those things. But all of those images are probably, it's not gonna be the same like this anymore. And I'm not gonna be currently why that they're just doing for a little bit for this thing as well. For one light above was for some sort of the worms, or like for some sort of leeches, which is not gonna be other kinds like this. And this isn't going to be for just like this thing as well. If we're going to be saying Mickey Mouse Clubhouse like this, no, I'm not going to be saying for this thing as anyways. I'm not going to be told this thing why for just a little bit for one thing, of course. So, maybe should we go into the end of this video quickly? I review every characters in this comic creator, but first let's get right here to the submitted sprites. But nothing is over here for this thing whenever it's not gonna be. So we wasn't able to be showing up for some user comics, but I never find out but before we're gonna be end of this video for to do this as well. But this isn't going to be for such as a little bit to do so as well. And of course, it's absolutely 12 AM in the morning or some sort of like this, that since I just probably did around here. So let's just continue to do this as well. But I cannot believe that we're almost around here for some sort of like this. And this is gonna be one more video. But I decided to cancel for the 4th anniversary of my channel. But nothing expected around here for this thing as well. We're unable to use to find out in the user comics, but we're not able to be showing up for this thing right now. So, all know that we just completely added around for some sort of the studio crossovers to do so. Added Cozy Cafe characters for just for now for the fan-made Cookie Run characters from over here, which includes Henry Stickmin characters like the Top Hats, that could be for the leader of the Top Hats for one thing as well. There's the right hand man, and that must be Henry Stickmin wearing this top hat of course. Another one for the top hat for another thing as well. But other kinds of purpose, or like the persons, have just running for the safety or running for the safety against for some kind of monsters, which includes top hat guys who are going to be fighting against them as well. Probably for some sort of like for the persons have just completely stared her until she was fully disappeared. Officer Barry, Officer Barry Cookie was very frightened, but nothing expected around here. But all of a sudden, that the fat controller is apologizing her from her fate. But we really think that Sir Topham Hat was going to be telling something to her, as probably going to be asking him why. But I'm not gonna be sure that one. I'm not gonna be having for to do this as what happened like this thing as well. But nothing in the future as well. But things are might going to be taking down for a little bit as well. So thankfully that wasn't gonna be all of the case for around here for somewhere as well. But that was the end of the video as well. The link is gonna be in description. And you might going to be find out, but you won't not able to be recommended to find anything as well to browse some comics in the main website, but nothing of course. This is absolutely pretty totally hard to find somewhere in these comic posters, and it won't be literally alright for whenever it goes, but things are slightly a little bit for getting a little bit worse. Donald Trump might going to be investigate Comic Studio right now, or nothing left to do. What is not going to be trying to find out as well what Donald Trump is. Thanks for watching, for all your support, but don't know we're going to be trying to do this. Don't ever comment me for whenever that is says for around here for some sort of Donald Trump reference. That absolutely going to be investigate Comic Studio, by the way, in the future as well. Thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'll see you next time in another video, of course. And don't forget that is going to be linked in the description that I just already said that once again.